Picture this. You're sitting on a beach in Mexico. Sun's out, drink in your hand, you're with your boys, life is good. And then your phone rings. It's your credit card company. They're asking if you're back home yet because someone just ran up charges on your card. You're not home. You're 2,000 miles away. But your girlfriend, she's right there in your apartment with your credit card info, and suddenly everything clicks. All right, let me take you back. This guy, we'll call him Marcus, mid-20s, doing well for himself. Like, really well. The kind of well where he pays off his entire credit card balance every single month. Zero balance every time. He's meticulous about his money, tracks every dollar, knows exactly where his cash is going. That's not a flex, that's just who he is. The man is disciplined. And his girlfriend, Danielle, they've been together almost 2 years at this point. She knows what he makes. She knows he's doing good, but her finances, let's just say they're a little more chaotic. So it's December. Marcus is traveling, doing some budgeting, end of year stuff. He pulls up his credit card statement just to double check everything, and he sees these charges he doesn't recognize. Some random online shopping, a couple of stores he's never been to, and then cash advance transactions. Now, if you don't know, cash advances on a credit card, they hit you with a fee. It's not a massive fee, but it adds up. And more importantly, Marcus would never do a cash advance. He knows better. So he's looking at this statement like, what the hell? But here's the thing about Marcus. He doesn't jump to conclusions. He doesn't accuse anybody. He just figures his card got compromised. Happens to people all the time, right? So he calls the credit card company, reports the charges, they cancel the card, send him a new one. Done. He chalks it up to bad luck, moves on with his life. Doesn't say a word to Danielle about it, doesn't even suspect her. Why would he? This is his girlfriend, the woman he lives with, the woman he trusts. And that's what makes what happens next so much worse. Okay, so fast forward a couple months, January rolls around. Marcus and his boys have been planning this trip to Mexico. 2 weeks, sun, beach, good times. Before he leaves, he does the smart thing. Calls his credit card company, tells them, hey, I'm going to be out of the country, don't flag my stuff. They set it up, he's good to go. Him and his friends Jake and Tyler fly out. They're having the time of their lives. No stress, no drama. Just guys being dudes in Mexico. And then the phone call comes. Marcus is chilling, probably got a margarita in his hand, and his credit card company calls. And they ask him this one simple question that changes everything. They say, sir, we flagged some charges on your account. Are you back from your vacation yet? He says, no, I'm still in Mexico. And they say, well, someone is using your card back home, and I need you to understand something. Marcus got a brand new card after the December incident. New number, new everything. So, whoever's making these charges, they have access to the new card, the one he got after the fraud. Think about that for a second. And that's when it hits him, like a freight train. The first time the charges in December, that wasn't some random hacker. That wasn't some data breach. That was Danielle, his girlfriend. The woman sleeping next to him every night had been quietly taking his credit card information and spending his money. Shopping online, going to stores, taking out cash advances on his credit card. And when he reported it as fraud and got a new card, she just got the new number and did it again. I mean, the audacity. The absolute audacity. She watched him go through the whole process of reporting fraud, getting a new card, being careful with his information, and she just waited for him to leave the country and did the exact same thing. Now Marcus is standing there, 2,000 miles from home, and he's not just angry, he's crushed. Because this isn't about the money. I mean, yeah, the money matters, but that's not why this hurts. This hurts because he trusted her completely. He didn't suspect her for 1 second the first time it happened. He protected her from even being accused. And she repaid that trust by doing it again. That's the part that gets me. She had a second chance she didn't even know about. He never blamed her the first time. And she still chose to steal from him. So, what does Marcus do? He confronts her. Over text, because he's in Mexico, and honestly, I think part of him knew if he called her, he'd lose it. He lays it out, tells her he knows, tells her the credit card company called, tells her he's done playing dumb. And her response? Oh, this is where it gets good. Because Danielle does not come clean. She does not apologize. She does not say, I'm sorry, I was desperate. I should have asked. No, no, no. She goes full deflection mode. She starts hitting him with the classics. What are you talking about? Why would I do that? You're being paranoid. I can't believe you'd accuse me of this. Like she's somehow the victim. She's flipping it around on him, making him feel crazy for connecting the most obvious dots in the world. I mean, who else had access to his new card? Who else is in his apartment? Who else knew he'd be out of the country? It's not exactly a mystery novel here. But she's acting like he's some kind of detective gone rogue for suggesting it might be the one person with motive, opportunity, and access. And look, I've seen a lot of these stories, right? But what gets me about this one is how calculated it was. This wasn't a one-time moment of weakness. She didn't borrow his card to buy groceries when she was broke. She systematically used his credit card multiple times across multiple months, online shopping, retail stores, cash advances, which means she was literally pulling cash off his card. And she did it quietly enough that if Marcus wasn't the type of guy who checks every single line on his statement, he might never have noticed. Now here's the part that's really eating at Marcus. He's stuck in Mexico for another week. And Danielle? She's in his apartment. His apartment. She lives there. And he knows, legally, morally, whatever, he can't just kick her out the second he lands. But the thought of walking back into his own home and seeing the person who's been stealing from him, while she sleeps in his bed and eats his food and lives rent-free in his space, that's a special kind of torment. Because the betrayal doesn't stop when you find out. It keeps going every second you have to pretend things are normal. And honestly, the gaslighting might be worse than the stealing, because the stealing, as messed up as it is, at least makes logical sense. She wanted money, she took it. It's wrong, but I get the motivation. But the gaslighting? Sitting there, knowing full well what you did and telling the person you supposedly love that they're crazy for figuring it out? That takes a different kind of coldness. That's not desperation. That's manipulation. That's looking at someone who trusted you and deciding that your best move is to make them doubt their own reality. Marcus asked the internet a simple question. Am I overreacting? And I'm going to answer that right now. No, you are not overreacting. Not even a little bit. Your girlfriend committed credit card fraud against you. Twice. The first time you gave her a pass, she didn't even deserve because you didn't know it was her. The second time she did it while you were literally out of the country, banking on the fact that you wouldn't notice until it was too late. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. And here's what I think a lot of people miss about situations like this. It's not about the dollar amount. Maybe she spent $500, maybe she spent 5,000. Doesn't matter. What matters is she showed you who she is when she thinks you're not looking. She had every opportunity to just ask. Hey babe, I'm struggling. Can you help me out? He probably would have said yes. The man clearly has the means and he cared about her. But she didn't ask. She took, secretly, repeatedly, and then lied about it when she got caught. Marcus, if you're out there, I hope you hear this. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. And whatever you decide to do next, whether that's pressing charges, ending things, or just getting her out of your space and starting over, you're within your rights. Because the person who overreacted here isn't the guy who noticed the charges. It's the girl who thought love was a license to steal. If this story hit you the way it hit me, drop a like. And if you've got your own story of someone showing you who they really are when they thought you weren't looking, leave it in the comments. I read every single one.